Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Classic1333 coming to you live with TNA No Surrender pay-per-view review. And this is kind of a surprise because it's like the first pay-per-view I've reviewed in like a long time TNA related. But yeah, watched it on the stream. My first ever stream experience for the first time, and wasn't bad. The first part of it I watched was like there was no sound to it, but you can't really complain. And then some ads showed up, so I was like, crap. But luckily I found another one, and it was awesome. It had sound and everything. It was awesome. So, before we get into the show, I'm going to try a glass of grapefruit juice. I've never tried it before. We're going to see if I like it or if I dislike it. Oh, that's... Ugh. Okay, so grapefruit juice is not popular. Oh, that's nasty. Okay, so let's go into the show. I missed the Motor City Machine Guns versus London Brawling match, but then I actually found out that they replaced London Brawling with Generation Me for the tag titles. Grapefruit juice is nasty. Anyway, so they replaced Generation Me with these guys because I guess London Brawling had a personal issue or something. I don't know what all that was about. I know Motor City Machine Guns won the match. They won it with their Skull and Bones move, which is like that crossbody neckbreaker move they do. So, they won that match. I'm sorry I missed it, guys. I jumped in on when they had Douglas Williams versus Sabu for the X Division title. This match actually was really good. Like, wasn't really expecting a lot from it, but it was pretty good. It had like a lot of high spots with Sabu. What I liked in this match was I was kind of like, you know, what's Sabu going to do without his weapons? Well, they let him use his weapons, but not totally use his weapons. Like, he wasn't hitting Williams like with a chair or anything like that, but he was using the chair to do his springboard moves. Like his springboard move in the corner, his triple jump moonsault. He had like another spot in the match, like he like went to go do like a running jump dive, but then he kind of lost his balance, so then he followed it up and just launched himself onto Williams. Had a lot of good high flying by Sabu. And the finish was good. Williams was gonna go for he grabbed a chair and like was gonna like hit Sabu with it, and then the ref took the chair away from him. But like ironically the X Division title was over there in the corner, so he grabs the belt and whacks Sabu with it and pins him for the 3 count. So this match was actually good. I enjoyed it. Next we had Velvet Sky versus Madison Rayne for for nothing, just a grudge match, if you will. I saw most of this matchup. It was a bit blurry at times for me on my stream, unfortunately, but it was okay for what it was. Velvet won with a DDT. Madison Rayne had Tara was at ringside, Angelina was at ringside. They didn't fight each other like till kind of toward the end of the match. Tara was gonna she was gonna hit Velvet with the helmet, and then Angelina came from behind and started whacking her, and then that kind of allowed Velvet to see, catch up with Madison and hit a DDT. So, Velvet won. It was okay. Next, we had Abyss versus Rhino. This match was, it was okay. I thought it was going to be better than it was, but, I mean, it was alright. It had, some good spots in it. The beginning of the match was kind of weird, because there was this one spot where, they had the stage, and, there was, a hole, in the stage. I don't know if, someone threw someone into it or something, but there was, this hole in the stage, and they were kind of, crawling under the stage. And then it was the ref was under there, too, in the camera. It's they were all kind of scrunched or something, but I think it looked like Abyss was, head was stuck between, the bars or something, like he was being choked or something. It was hard to see. And so then, suddenly it's they just show Taz and Tenay just, talking, we lost contact, we lost vision, whatever. And then the next thing you see Rhino go through the other, there's the other side of the stage, he goes through it head first, and then Abyss tries to cover him and gets a 2 count. So, after that, the match kind of picked up a little bit. Had a lot of good spots. Abyss chokeslammed Rhino on a garbage can for 2 count. He hit a black hole slam. Rhino kicked out at 2. Rhino hit a gore. He kicked out at 2. Finish with the matchup was pretty good. Abyss, there was a guardrail in the corner, piece of the guardrail, and then Rhino was gonna gore Abyss, and then Abyss moved out of the way. Rhino wound up goring the guardrail, and then Abyss hit another black hole slam and got a 3 count. So Abyss wins. It was all right matchup. Next we had Nash versus Sting versus Joe and Jarrett, and unfortunately, and you guys are probably yeah, unfortunately, but my stream started having problems. Like this advertisement was just like right in the middle of the screen, and like instead of it, just kind of moving along or something, like it screwed up the screen. So the only thing I was seeing was like people's like bodies and stuff. I wasn't seeing like their heads or like the top of the screen. So I was like crap. So fortunately, I was able to find like another stream to keep watching the show. But I missed most of this match, but I did get some of the audio. And I know Joe and Jarrett won, and I think Joe had a kick in a clutch on Sting. So Joe and Jarrett won. I don't think I missed much in this match, and I don't know. If it was good, you guys tell me, but likely it wasn't. It's Nash and Sting. So, let's see. Next we had the match of the night, AJ versus Dreamer. Might be shocking to say that, but the match was really good. Like, Dreamer just did like a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of good technical wrestling, but he, was working a submission game on AJ. Like, he was working on AJ's arm and shoulder throughout the matchup. And, it had some weapon shots, too. Like, Dreamer was using the, this light that was, like, outside, like, by the ring entranceway ramp. He, like, grabbed that and was hitting AJ with it. And, AJ took over for a while. And, AJ, like, he pulled a fork, like, out of his tights, like, at one point during the match, and then Dreamer got the fork away from him. And, Dreamer, like, during the match at one point hit a shoulder breaker, which is, like, you might not think, oh, that's a cool move, but it's been, like, a long time in pro wrestling, but since I've seen a simple shoulder breaker, so that was kind of cool. I don't know, the match kind of kept going underway, and, there was a really awesome spot, like, in the match where, AJ, like, was going to go for, like, a flip dive move, and then Dreamer grabbed, like, a Singapore cane and, like, nailed him with it, like, right in the head. But the camera work was so good because you couldn't, like, you couldn't even see, like, Dreamer even had this weapon. So it was like when AJ was coming, they're like, wham! And then he brought it in the ring, and Dreamer, hit him a few more times with it. And then Dreamer would, like, put the kendo stick, like, across AJ's face and was just, like, pulling it, like, across his face, trying to make him tap out. And this thing, like, was broken in half, so at one point he'd, like, pulled the broken half, like, right over, like, his eyes and stuff. It was, like, pretty brutal, I thought. And then the finish of the matchup was, AJ, like, had pulled out, like, another fork from his pants, and at that point I was like, what, does he have, like, a utensil drawer down there or something? So, he pulls, like, the fork out of it, and, like, he jabs, like, the fork in, like, Dreamer's eye, but it's, like, it wasn't, like, a quick, something like that, like, he physically, like, it was, like, on camera, they're just showing him, like, the fork just coming in his eye. It was, like, it was pretty brutal. And then Dreamer was like, I quit. So it was really, like, shocking to hear Dreamer say that. Like, I don't know. I was really, really surprised. So, I don't know if you guys will think, like, this was match of the night or not, but to me, it was. So, it was really good. AJ won. Next, we had Kurt Angle versus Jeff Hardy. Like, this, a lot of you guys will be like, this is match of the night. This really could have been match of the night, but TNA Creative, oh my god. Let's go to the good part of the matchup first. Like, there was a lot of good back and forth match. And, like, it was first, like, 20 minutes of these guys going at it. A lot of good spots. Like, Jeff Hardy had, like, missed the Swanton Bomb, and then later in the matchup, he, like, hit Swanton Bomb and Angle kicked out. Angle hit, like, Angle slams, and Jeff was kicking out. Hardy hit a freaking Swanton Bomb on Angle, like, on the floor. Like, Kurt Angle, like, got thrown out of the ring, and then Hardy went up to the top rope and did the move to him on the floor, off the top rope. I was like, holy shit. And when, another big move in the matchup, like, Angle hit this power bomb. He hit this power bomb on Hardy, but it wasn't just like a, wham. It was just like, wham, like a lot of impact. There was a really awesome German suplex, too, that Hardy took. There was just, like, a lot of good moves in this match. Like, it's really hard to go, like, in order of detail, like, of how many good moves there were. So, but the match went, like, 20 minutes, and then Angle had Hardy, like, in the ankle lock, probably for, like, a good, like, minute or so. And, like, I was just like, okay, Hardy's gonna tap, and then, like the last, like, 1-2 seconds before, like, it looked like Hardy was gonna tap, the ref, like, points to his, like, the ref's, like, looking at a watch or something, signals to ring the bell. So we're like, oh, fuck, time limit draw or something, and yeah, it was. So at this point, like, when Bischoff starts coming to the ring, and I was like, all right, like, this was my idea. I was like, all right, make this match, like, no contest, no contest, and then have the main event determine who the new champion is, I know it ruins Bound for Glory's promotion thing, but it would have been something different, something creative, you know? So Bischoff's like, start the match, restart it for 5 minutes. And I'm like, why 5 minutes, you know? It's stupid, but whatever. So Hardy and Angle go at it for another 5 minutes. You know, Hardy's selling his ankle injury. And, like, the action was still good. Like, another good 5 minutes. But then it goes back to another time limit draw again. We're like, oh, God, again, you know? So then Bischoff's like, we have to have a winner. 5 more minutes. So they give it another 5 minutes. And again, the action was fine. But then, Angle got, like, busted open on the outside of the ring, and, like, you know, good blade job by Angle. He got busted open and was bleeding a lot, and, Hardy did, like, kind of like a Walls of Jericho, like how Jericho does, like, the Walls of Jericho nowadays, not like how he originally used to do it with the knee in the back of the head, but just kind of like a Boston Crab type move. He did that to, Angle, and, like, you know, you can see, like, the blood gushing out of Angle's head more and more and more and more, and looked like Angle was going to pass out, but, you know, he got... After the whole arm drop thing, 1, 2, you know, got his arm up, and match kept going on, and then, like, the time limit went up again. So we're like, fuck, man. So, yeah, it's, like, long of me explaining this, I know. That's how I felt watching it. So Bischoff basically stops the match because of, like, all the blood that Angle has. He rules the match a no contest because Angle, I guess, had too much blood, and then Hardy's ankle was all fucked up, and he really couldn't continue either. But mostly it was the blood thing, so they make it no contest. It's like, why would you have this match so long for it to be no contest? You know, if nothing else, have a draw, make the Bound for Glory, like, triple threat or something. That's probably what it's going to be anyways, but why not just do that, you know? Or if nothing else, just have made the match go the full 30 minutes and then have a time limit draw or something, you know? It just ruined the match, I thought, those stupid false finishes. The first one I could kind of understand, but the second one was just stupid. Whatever. Then we get our main event. We have Pope versus Anderson. And the match was good. Like, the stuff before it kind of, like, killed it for me a little bit, but it was good. Anderson hit a nice, like, spin. Sorry about that. My camera died on me right in the middle of the video. Freaking batteries, you know, all died and whatnot. But I know I'm about out of time here, but the last match we had, Pope versus Anderson, the match was good, like, but it was kind of, I don't think it should have been the main event. I think Hardy and Angle should have been the main event. But I mean, it was good for what it was. Like, it had some back and forth action, a lot of good moves in it. The finish was like Pope, like, Anderson whipped Pope into, like, the corner, and then Pope had, like, you know, got his balance, like, on a second rope or something, like, kind of, like, you know, stopped the momentum to catch himself, and then he jumped at Anderson, and then Anderson hit him with the mic check again, pin him for 3. So Anderson wins the matchup, and so, you know, Anderson's going to Bound for Glory. Technically, I feel he should be world champion because there was not a winner of Angle versus Hardy, but oh well. Yeah. So overall, based on a 0 to 10 scale for the show, I would give the show, I give it a 6, I think. There was a lot of good matches. The only problem was just, like, the endings, like, especially with, you know, Angle and Hardy. Nash and Sting versus Joe and Jarrett, that shouldn't have been on the card.